What's up, you guys? So I'm back. So I went ahead and put two jack stands in the front and I left the wheel dolly in the back. I don't think it's gonna move around. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this floor pan out. As you can see right there, I have the saw blade, the saw. Just gonna clear this junk out the way. The other floor pan is over here, sitting on top of the chassis. Just making sure everything looks good. Gotta see where I'm gonna cut. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this floor pan out so I can get this one marked up to see how it's gonna fit. So most of this rust that is rotted out is on each seat. It's on the driver's seat, passenger seat, and the back seat. Okay, so you can see that all this is still good where the chassis is at, where it sits on the chassis. You just can't see it right now because the chassis is over there, but I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it from like right here. I gotta remove this seat belt right here. I'm gonna just go ahead and cut it. Wherever I see where that has good metal, I'm gonna leave it. So like for example right here, I'm gonna cut it from over here. And then you see how this bad metal, I'm gonna get back up. Bring it back up all the way. Just, I already made a cut right there, as you can see. But yeah, guys, this shouldn't be hard at all. I've already marked it on top. But I think I'm still gonna go cut a little bit lower, just so I have extra metal. I can just cut the rest of it off with the grinder or just with the saw. But the more metal I have, the more I know it will sit on top of. But just for now, I'm just going to figure it out how to take this floor pan apart. Alright guys, so I already got the back of the floor pan off. It's already cut. You can see right there's a cut. So I started like that, and I stopped right here on both sides because there's two sheet metal pieces of sheet metal here. It's gonna waste my blade, but oh well, I'm gonna have to cut it anyways. I'm trying to cut it as much as, because I'm thinking about using these brackets for this Monte Carlo. This Monte Carlo has bench seats, and these brackets are for single seats, for bucket seats. And yeah, I can clean them up. I just sandblast them, and I think that would be pretty good to reuse. So I don't want to cut as much of the bracket. If I am going to cut it, I don't think I'm going to cut this one, but I think this one for sure, since it's by the edge. And I'm not trying to cut on top of the edge. I'm trying to cut anywhere under the edge. So yeah, guys, we'll see how this goes. Alright guys, so having a little trouble here because my reciprocating saw battery keeps on going out. I just have one battery at the moment, so I'm cutting this part right here, as you can see, and it's so much metal that I gotta cut through that the battery burns out, so I gotta keep on charging it over there. Alright guys, so I just noticed that this thing is gonna bother me right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove the 4 bolts. I already removed one, so I just gotta take off 3 more, as you can see. Yep. Oh, dropped it. Okay. Comes off just like that. I forgot what it's called. Door jam. I don't know. I don't care. I forgot. And then you remove this. This is where some wires are at. And yeah, now I can see the entire floor pan. Yeah, it's a fail. Alright guys, it's day 2 and we're still having trouble with this stupid battery that keeps on overheating. It's not overheating, but
about my battery,
it's not overheating, but it's just not doing the job. You need more.
What you mean?
It's doing the job, but it's not doing the job quickly. Alright, so it's not doing the job efficiently. you know, to finish on time. So we got this cut already. As you can see, we just got to cut across, and that is literally almost done. As you can see, there's one cut right there, and the cut, I just need to literally cut it like an inch, and that's it. As soon as the battery is charged, I'll be able to cut that and just hopefully make that one cut. I did mess up a saw blade. I broke one already, so this is my last one. If not, I'm gonna have to get one tomorrow. So hopefully I'll be able to cut it all up with the same saw blade that I got. Alright guys, so since I'm waiting on the floor pan and letting the battery charge up, I'm gonna sand down the body with this palm sander that I got. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish sanding down the car on this side. I kind of got started already with the palm sander here. You can kind of tell this has clear coat and this does not have clear coat. There are some spots that do have clear coat, but I'm gonna finish sanding off the quarter panel, and then I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the door. I did bend this back. This was bent all the way. It was literally facing this way, pointing at you. So I bent that back, but I'm not gonna fix that. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna get that door repaired. But meanwhile, I'm gonna get this sanded down. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the decals already. I'm gonna use my razor blade. I'm just gonna remove the razor off the knife. Alright guys, so I'm using the razor, and it's just so easy to, you know, take these stickers off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up. Alright guys, I just gotta cut that last piece over there in front of the floor pan where the shifter's at, and the whole floor pan is gonna fall to the floor. So I'm gonna pass it to Vic. Right here, so alright guys, so the floor pan is finally cut, and all we gotta do now is bring the floor pan that is on the chassis over here and see how it's gonna mount up. Okay guys, so Victor helped me out bringing the floor pan over here. He slid it. I haven't put the jack or anything under it yet, but it's just to get an idea of how it's gonna be being installed. But I still gotta remove this heat shield that I don't need. This floor pan already has it installed, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. Get that piece of board and the jack lifted up, and we'll see how it's gonna look. What is up guys? We're back with another day. So unfortunately, I don't have a grinder yet. I need to go buy one and a cutoff wheel in order to cut off the rest of the floor pan to fit this floor pan on here. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this door. I don't think we're gonna remove that door yet, since it's somewhat in the way of things. As you can see, our garage is not that huge, so we're trying to work with the best space we got. So before I remove the door, I just want to let you guys know that I found out something really cool about this door. So I was trying to figure out if the window motor was good. What was that?
Hellcat charger.
A charger? Hellcat?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Sounded nice. So I was trying to figure out if the window motor was working on this door, and so I went ahead and spliced all these wires, and I found out that these two white wires work. Put them together and it just rolls down. So that's how I know I have a good working motor for this window, for this door. So that's all it takes. It just takes a normal drill battery and just hook up the wires. I don't know. I'm not, an electrician, so I don't even know about wires. I just tried all of them and to see which one worked, and come to find out both of the white wires, put them together, and they roll up the windows. Alright guys, in order to remove this door, we got to remove 3 bolts from the hinges up here and 3 bolts down here. We're not going to remove the entire hinge, but we're just going to remove the door from the hinge. And it's like I said, it's 3 bolts on top, 3 on the bottom. You can use a 7/16 or an 11 socket. Alright guys, so we got the door out. Just wanted to make one last comment. Just make sure to remove all the wires from the door before you pull it out, because it will get stuck and you will have some trouble. So make sure everything's disconnected before you remove the door. Alright guys, door is off, and I went ahead and put it on this little pallet. It will stand up, and I'm going to put the last bolt in so I won't lose my bolts. Don't want to lose these. And yeah, I don't want to buy any bolts, so there goes my bolts. What is up, you guys? I am back with a new day for the floor pan, so let's get to it. Okay, so pretty much where we had left off was we cut the whole floor pan all the way around, and I went ahead and grabbed my new floor pan and put it in the bottom. That's how I am going to install it. I'm going to raise it up and try to fit it on with the new floor pan, or with the old floor pan cut. I am going to trim it in some areas of the old floor pan so this one would sit better, and I go ahead and tack weld it. I went ahead and stopped by Harbor Freight and bought me an angle grinder right there, and I bought some cutoff wheels. Cost me about this was $18, and the cutoff wheels were $7. So in total I spent like 25 bucks. Like, you know, no, not 25, like maybe like 30 bucks I would say. And that a friend let me borrow his grinder, so I really didn't even need to buy this grinder, but I still went ahead and bought one just for future purposes. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the cutoff wheel to trim around the old floor pan. Okay guys, so what I am trying to accomplish here, as you can see, you have a lip on the back side of the floor pan, and I've already drew it out with the Sharpie. I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to cut this floor pan, this old floor pan. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it and figure out a way to sit this floor pan on top of this. So once it's sitting down, I can go ahead and keep cutting until where it's even, and it'll be somewhat kind of perfect. Alright guys, so I kind of already got started on cutting the floor pan. As you can see, this cut, I'm using that Harbor Freight grinder. Should be using that DeWalt one, but oh well. So I figured out how I'm going to do this. So I somewhat estimated the shape of this floor pan, and I, you know, outlined it on this old floor pan. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the old floor pan, bring the new floor pan under here, jack it up, and from there I'll be able to see where else I will need to cut on the old floor pan. So alright guys, so I went ahead and cut the back part of the old oil pan.
Oh, sorry.
So as you can see, this is the cutoff piece. I'm just trying to trim it as much as possible so I can get this floor pan to sit on this floor pan, this old one or whatever. I'm just trying to figure out the best option.
You got that rule.
Alright guys, so here's the progress. I went ahead and trimmed down a lot of the old floor pan. There's not that many rusts that I see anymore, but what I'm still trying to do is fit this floor pan onto the old one. So the part that I'm gonna have trouble with trimming is the new floor pan right here in this area for the driver's side, and also for the passenger side right here in this area. So that's where I'm going to have to trim down the new floor pan, kind of precise on how I'm going to lay this out. But the progress is looking good. First time using an angle grinder, and I have not gotten hurt yet, which is good. I am using safety. The only thing I do not have is a respirator, because it does smell like old rusty metal and I shouldn't be inhaling this. So let's take a look at what we have trimmed down. I have trimmed down the back piece of the old floor pan. As you can see, the moldings kind of fit on the new one. I have this piece right here that was in the middle. This piece right here was in the passenger side, and this piece right here was in the driver's side, and it goes like that. Don't want to touch it. I don't want to get cut. I already got cut messing with metal, and I had to pay $130 for a tetanus shot that I got on my butt. So not trying to have that happen again. Alright guys, so I'm somewhat done from trimming the old floor pan. Victor's gonna go ahead and help me out putting in the new floor pan. So it was a good thing we removed the door, because that is going to be the way we're going to be fitting the floor pan, the entire floor pan, inside this car. It looks like it won't fit, but it will fit. So I'll show you guys right now. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how we put the floor pan through the door. Let's get to it. Putting on some gloves so we won't get cut with the floor pan. Oh, before we put the floor pan in, I think we're gonna have to remove that ashtray that I have under the radio. I have some change in here. I bought this car to even look in the ashtray, but now I got some pennies. Goes in sideways at an angle. Turn it around. Alright. Push it a little bit towards me. Alright, that's good enough for now. It's not going to go in because this still needs to be a couple cuts. Alright, so let me go ahead and show you guys.
Floorpan's a lot higher.
it is a lot higher. The floor pan is, inside the car, which is a good thing. So far, we got the floor pan inside the car. And the next step is to go ahead and keep on using the angle grinder to trim some areas of the new floor pan so it can settle in onto the old floor pan. So it's gonna take some time. I am gonna kind of move this out the way since it's gonna give me some hard angles to cut. But pretty much I have to cut the driver's side and the passenger side right in the corner. It's not letting the floor pan sit down. And over here as well, as you can see, there's a gap right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep on cutting and show you guys the progress. Well, that's the end of part 2 of my video. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't liked my video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more content. Peace.